are watching this video, you are one of the luckiest people today. I will leave no hashtags and nothing. We are in a bear market, and these prices that you see here will continue to go lower. We might have some pumps and dumps, but the overall trend will be to the downside. This bear market will continue until 2024, hopefully, so there is no assurance. Now, it is in this bear market that you should be most interested in crypto. If you are not interested when you see the prices go down, you will only come to lose when you see the prices go up. Warren Buffett is arguably one of the greatest investors of our time. When he saw Apple stocks going down, he bought. As they continued to go down, he continued to buy. When he saw them start to go up, he stopped buying. Most people will be discouraged in this bear market. Some will stop watching content and some will stop creating content. There will be little to no interest in cryptocurrency or in any other asset class. But this is the time you get to be most interested. As of now, most of these cryptos are overbought, meaning that they will continue to crash. Ethereum here will go to $1,000 to $800 and even to $400. Bitcoin will go to $20,000, $13,000 and even $4,000. Now keep in mind, these are my analysis only and I may be wrong, but I believe they will crash hard. Now, it is not assured what crypto will be in the next bull market, but of course you can have your bets on Ethereum and on Bitcoin. Yes, BNB is a good bet. However, if you want to create wealth for yourself in the next bull run, then you must have positions in small to micro cap cryptos. By micro cap, I'm talking about cryptos that have their market cap under 10 million. Usually, micro caps are cryptos that are under 50 million. Now, if you have been following me for some time, then you must know my top micro cap cryptos. Remember that micro caps are extremely risky. But if you find a micro cap that has a great team that will continue to build through the bear market, you have a hit. An example of that is Stratos here. So yes, it will not be easy. It will look like we are in a bubble, we are going to zero. That's what it's going to look like. Don't get left out. Bitcoin is on its way to 20,000, unfortunately. Now, I hope I am very wrong and it goes up and we all make a lot of profits. But if I'm correct, this will save you a lot of money and it can make you a lot of money. If Bitcoin goes to 20,000, we know what will happen to altcoins. They will plummet severely. So, if I am profitable in any trade, I will be taking some profits. I will take massive profits. Bitcoin is on its way to 20,000, unfortunately. So, a lot of people disagree with my views from that video, and it's totally fine if you do disagree. But what I noticed is so many people only wish that the price goes up. Such people would gladly invest even when they see this. I got a lot of hate comments and even racist ones. But what I'm doing here is opening your eyes to the truth. We always have to consider both ways, and the negative is most likely to happen than the positive. If you watched this video, then you understand why I think Bitcoin could go that low. And some people were like, no, if Bitcoin goes to 20,000, a lot of people will just buy and it will go back up. No. If it's actually going to 20,000, there will be a lot of reasons why people will not buy. There are a lot of things coming for crypto, and the earlier you open your eyes to this, the better. So many people were wishing to take profits now and wait for the bear market. What if we're already in it? The bear market will not tell you that it is here. Prepare yourself for the worst. The best is easier to handle. Too much buying pressure at those levels. Now, a lot of people disagree with my 20k prediction, and I fully understand them. Sometimes I also ask myself if I am correct. But the thing is, I am not the one bringing up these predictions. I am simply reading the charts. And the charts suggest that we will go lower than 20k, at least for now. This was once lower than a cent. Not everybody bought. Now, countries, institutions, and people like you and I know that in 10 years from now, this could most possibly be $1 million. Still, not everyone is buying at this price. We are still waiting for it to crash more. My longest term prediction on Bitcoin is $100 million, which means there will be a day where a single coin will be worth $100 million. This will make one Satoshi the same value as a cent right now. So, if you can't buy this at 40k now, what makes you think you will buy at 20k? What makes you think everyone will rush to buy at 20k? Now, of course, 40k is not the same as 20k, and so sometimes I think what could possibly make Bitcoin go to 20k and people still not buy? It will not be because they don't want to buy, it will most possibly be because they can't buy.
A few moments later.
Breaking news, Celsius, the crypto platform, has just paused all withdrawals, swaps, and transfers between accounts.
The reason why I talk about this 20k stuff, I could as well keep it to myself, is because I think there is a massive fundamental factor coming. Something will happen in the real world that will push this price low. We read the charts all the time, and the charts are purely technical. When we see the prices going down on the charts, there is always a fundamental standpoint to that, which means there is always something in the real world that is represented in the charts like so. So my thought process behind 20k is preparing people for the doom that is to come. That doom might be a recession. And not only that, the clamping down on stable coins is still around the corner. Introduction of CBDCs is a big thing to watch out for. Now, CBDCs are central bank digital currencies. There are a lot of things that could push the price down and a lot of things that could prevent you from even buying. If, for example, stablecoins are banned in a certain country, this will prevent millions of people to get in. Of course, just my thoughts. The next bear market may never come down to 20k. This is literally the opportunity of a lifetime, which is why I keep ranting about it. Crypto is no longer just for retail investors. Institutions and countries are getting into this. Russia is one of them. Whether Bitcoin crashes down to 20 or 16 or even $14,000, it will again surpass its all-time high. And by 2030, Bitcoin will easily surpass $1 million. Now, what you need to do is position yourself accordingly in this bear market. If you do that correctly, you stand a very high chance of getting 50 to even 100x returns on your investments. This here is literally a ticking time bomb. Now, I do hope it doesn't and we have a double bottom here. But if that does not happen, there will be another crash here. So I would consider taking some profits just in case we have another dip. And Bitcoin has no problem taking our rally away from us. Now, I always consider this an opportunity to buy the dip, but I do think it will continue to go lower, at least for the next couple of days or weeks. As we can see here, the 20-day moving average finally initiated the death cross. So, we have a very high chance of having a death cross here. So, if I was not yet invested in crypto, I wouldn't be doing that now. What brings about difficulty in crypto is the two possibility dilemma. There are always two things that could happen, and both of them are risky. If you sell in prospects to buy when it's at its lowest, it might as well go up and you lose. Conversely, if you buy hoping that it will go up, it might as well go down. So these are two possibilities that are always present. You can't go around it, you must go through it. So what do? You find one possibility that you believe in and you are ready to take its risks. Now, these risks must have to do with opportunity cost. What is the cost of forgoing the other possibility? A few days back, I made this video on YouTube talking about 20 or 50k. Now, these are two possibilities, or should I say, these were two possibilities. One of them got invalidated and the other still stands. 20k still stands. Now, my idea with 50k here was taking profits or selling out, because I believe more that 20k will happen. And I have also said that I think it will go lower than this. Some people still disagree, of course, but that's okay. Now, when I make videos like this, I am not telling you to go and sell. I am giving you my thought process, which is why the videos are most likely longer videos. As I always say, when I have a price target like this one right here, I start to take profits or I start to scale out as I get closer to that price target. This is to ensure that if I am wrong about the target, which I can be, then I would have gotten some fiat out. The problem that I have noticed with crypto generally is not investing. The problem is not having the fiat to invest when the prices are low.
So the best thing to do right now is you don't need to be buying anything really right now. Just wait for.
This is not the time to be buying anything. This is the time to wait and sell when in profits or if in profits. Even holding stable coins will soon be a problem. For BTC to go down as low as we all think it will, fundamental analysis must allow for this to happen. However, I have a wild price target that we should reach before we tank. That will be $51,000. Now, put an emphasis on the word wild because we are in a downtrend and I'm suggesting that we will go as high as $51,000 before tanking. So, if it does happen and you are in profits, I will strongly suggest taking most of your profits out. That fundamental analysis will be attack on stablecoins. That will weaken every investor. Winter is coming. However, I have a wild price target that we should reach before we tank. That will be $51,000. So, the wild price target turned out to not be a wild one after all, eh? In fact, I'm beginning to think that it was indeed a domestic one. Now, as we can see on this chart, after a lot of trials and tribulations, BTC has formed an inverse head and shoulders pattern on the daily. Now, this pattern indicates that BTC will go up to $43,000. Being at $43,000, it will again confirm a bigger head and shoulders pattern that should lead us up to $51,000. Now, as I always say, all of this greenery that you see here is a tactic to pull people in. Invest in the red and sell in the green, not the other way around. If the markets actually become profitable for some people, I will be scaling out. The bear market is not done with us, and keep in mind, we may as well tank from here. So, from the comments of the last video, I see that I need to make a video. Make another video to explain the previous video, and make another one to explain the explanation of the previous video. This, my friends, is exactly why I always tell you to watch my predictive analysis on YouTube, because I put all of it together in, say, a 30-minute long video. Now, I got a lot of people from the previous video telling me that I said BTC is going down to 20k and now I'm talking about 51k. You will even see comments like here quoting that we are going to 20k, your last wild price target. Predict every possibility, then shift your narrative to the supporting price structure. And you will also see other people insisting that I have talked about 20k. Now, the funny thing is, I have not said that 20k is invalidated. We are well on our way to 20k. You see, I have two types of followers. I have followers that follow me on every platform. They are the ones that keep on asking for the next YouTube video. They are the ones that come to my Instagram DMs. They are the ones that check my TikTok account every day for the latest video, because TikTok has a random way of showing you videos. And yes, of course, I also have followers who watch one video, skip an entire month, come the next month and blame me for things that happened within the past month. I have already told you what I think is going to happen. Going down to 20k is not a big red candle. Before we reach 20k, we will see price pumps and dumps. You do remember what I told you the last time BTC was at $41,000, yes? But in short, I think there will be a dip this week, which will make it a good time to DCA. Now, I also made a strong point before the end of that video. And yes, before you come to the comments, my $20,000 prediction still stands. This is just a chance to sell the top or make a quick buck. Now, despite all of this analysis, people still have a hard time understanding. I have talked about 20K, I have talked about $16,700, and a lot of people are laughing at me. But remember, I called $45,000 when we were at $63,000. I also called $37,000 when we were at $58,000. Now, this is not to say that my predictions are somewhat of a prophecy, although most of the times they turn out to be prophecies. All I'm saying is, we are still on our way to 20,000, but this is just a chance to sell the top. Get out before it is late. Bitcoin is at 38K. Bro, you told us it was going to dip. Now, I was actually expecting that this would be a comment saying that, oh, I bought the dip, thank you. But no, you say that I told you that it was going to dip. Let's see what I said. The dump has not ended. I see this as an opportunity to sell the top. Okay, let's go deeper, shall we? Bitcoin has a very high chance of rallying next week. Okay. Now, there are a lot of things to this which I've talked about on my latest predictive analysis video, so use the link in bio and watch the latest YouTube video. But in short, I think there will be a dip this week, which will make it a good time to DCA. But in short, I think there will be a dip this week. That does look like a dip, doesn't it? Now, this was last week. What did I say about this week? The dip did happen. Where is this mythical coin going to take us now? Where is this mythical coin going to take us? Please tell us. Please. So, according to the charts, we should have a rally this week. According to the charts, we should have a rally this week. If you DCA on Gala, you should be up 17% in the past 24 hours. Now, let's journey back in time and know what the future holds, which of course, I told you already. So, what I will be doing is... the slightest opportunity or the slightest I am in profits, I will take it. I know that this market will dump. How do you know? Dump hard. But I believe that we should retest some profit levels. These levels will make people think that we are on our way to $100,000. Meanwhile, we will retest these levels and then we descend into eternal damnation. Being in profits should be a selling opportunity. Now, that was quite a movie. I told you last week that there will be a dip. After the dip, there will be a rally next week, which is this week. We are currently experiencing that rally, and I do think it will go way higher. But as I said, $20,000 is still on the table. So this rally will convince people to invest. And as they invest, they get wrecked. Remember, for you to take profits, someone must be willing to buy. Why would people buy? Because they anticipate that the markets are going to go way higher. We on this page and on the channel are way smarter than that. So, is this actually going to go to $100,000? Now, frankly, I think they are playing with us. 2 weeks ago, I told you that BTC will continue to go way higher than anybody thinks. And I do think it will go way higher. Way higher. Now, you will see a lot of people telling you that this just happened yesterday, oh, this is going to happen today, and that is the reason why we're going up. Bullshit. We knew about this 2 weeks ago without any fundamentals. So, as I told you before, so this rally will convince people to invest, and as they invest, they get wrecked. Don't be that person who gets wrecked by this. We have already said that this will turn around at some point. Why are you always so negative? Now, sit down, grab a cup of coffee or some popcorn, and let's have a chat, shall we? It's going to be a bit of a longer video. Now, it is always easier to deal with the positive than the negative. So, I am going to tell you how my mind works with investing in crypto, why I am always considering the negative more than the positive. Let's say you invest here and the markets continue to go up as we see here. What do you have to worry about? Absolutely nothing. The worst that could happen is you take out your profits and the markets continue to go up. But even at that, you have taken out your profits. Taking profits is never a bad thing. That's the whole purpose of investing in the first place. Conversely, if you invest here and the markets start to plummet as we see here, you have a lot to worry about. So when I talk about stuff that may seem negative, it is not like I want the negative to happen. I am trying to protect myself and perhaps you from something that could happen and make you worry a lot more. If you watched this video here 4 months ago, I was telling you that if Bitcoin goes below $63,000, I will be selling majority of my positions. I got a lot of hate for this video. A lot of people came and told me that I was a bear. I wanted the markets to crash. I even came again here and I told you, Bitcoin update now, Bitcoin chart suggests further dump. I got people telling me that Bitcoin flew to 59k. You can see for yourself that videos like this do not do well. This is simply because people do not like the truth. They would rather have lies shoved down their throats. I am not here to lie to you. I am not here to sugarcoat anything. I will tell you the truth even if it hurts. 2 months ago, I came again and I risked it all and told you that Bitcoin could go to 20k. Now, in this video, I was telling you that we may as well be in the bear market. I explained to you that if Bitcoin went to 35k, which I made mention of at 57k, that will confirm a head and shoulders pattern. And that head and shoulders pattern will be pointed down to 20k. I urge all of you to watch this video. Bitcoin to 20k, link in bio. There is something that you always have to be aware of as you invest in crypto. Things can turn around at any time, either to the upside or to the downside. Now, to the upside, you don't have much to worry about. The worst that could happen is you missed out. But to the downside is you getting wrecked. And it is always worst when the markets are at their bottom and you have no fiat to buy the crash. Prepare for the worst, pray for the best. Bitcoin is well on its way to 20,000. This will turn around. And personally, I think this might be our last big pump. If this is the only time you're starting to gain interest in crypto, you're doing it completely wrong. And by the way, that's a bull flag, meaning that it will continue to go up. People who may gain some money in crypto take the courage to buy when the markets are doing this. Now, these people come to sell here. The other day I told you, I think it could go as high as $45,000 to $47,000. We see how that turned out, don't we? If I had only $40 to invest in crypto to maximize my profits, I will invest in the bear market. So the problem is, which coin or token will I buy? Now, in the bear market, you don't know what coin will be around in the next bull market. If we look at the top 10 coins by market cap in 2019, we'll see coins like Bitcoin Cash, EOS, Litecoin, and XLM. But when we look now, we don't see them. So the question is, where are they? So what would I do? I would go for the coins that have a promising need. Now, not any type of coin. I would go for smaller cap coins because my risk tolerance is higher. Now, have emphasis on risk tolerance here. When I'm done with my research on these coins, then I will get in on them by dollar cost averaging, of course. My reasoning for smaller cap coins is to maximize my gains. $40 is not a lot of money to invest, so it should not be a lot of money to lose. Stratos and Saito are the two main coins that I have in mind when I talk about this. You can understand what they are here, link in bio. A lot of people keep asking me about Bitcoin reaching 20k, including statements of sarcasm in the comments like this. The reason for this is because I talked about Bitcoin reaching 20k a long time ago. As we approached 63k from the all-time high, I made this video telling you that I will be pulling most of my investments out. I also told you that every other entry that I will be making will be considered a trading entry, not a long-term investment, which means I will have a lot of stop losses on the way to protect my funds. Now, I have made it clear that Bitcoin going to 20k will not be a big red candle. We will have price pumps and dumps before 20k happens. Price pumps and dumps mean we can take advantage of that and trade, which is why I still come on here sometimes and I tell you about a trade that I'm making and I insist on having a stop loss. Even a psychological one is better because we have a long-term price prediction and it does not favor price going to the upside. This chart is on the weekly time frame. I told you a long time ago that this was an ascending wedge all along and the price target for that was 37k. Now we do have a head and shoulders pattern here. This is the first shoulder, this is the head, and this is the other shoulder. This Right here is the neckline, and the price target for that is 20k on the dot. We also have a double top here, which I find completely horrendous to even talk about. Now, this is the neckline of this double top, which stands at 32k 800. If that neckline is broken, it's lights out. Now, of course, we will have price pumps and dumps, just like I think we will have a bounce at the higher 30s, which can lead us to the higher 40s once again. However, this has a lot of patterns that point to the downside. Now, there is a huge chance that we bounce off at 36 to 37k here. We can see that we have a lot of support coming in right there. Support that built up from May 2021. If we do bounce off from there, I will take that trade just to make some gains and invest later. So if I talk about Bitcoin going up now, it's just a chance to make some gains as we await the crash. Always have stop losses if you are investing now. Of course, this is not financial advice, it is just my unpredictive analysis, and you can follow up on more of them on the tube link in bio. Ethereum is on its way to $1,000, which would extend to $800. Alright, enough with the hate and fantasies in the comments of this video. Let's talk reality. Why is no one talking about this? This is a bear flag on the Bitcoin charts. And that is not the only thing. This is also a head and shoulders pattern here. And this is a bear flag on Ethereum. And you can see clearly that I am taking my price target from the resistance here, which means I am being very conservative. Normally, I should take the price target from here, which will give us a price target that will bring about nightmares. The price target for Ethereum on the conservative side is $889. Now, as I mentioned in that video, these are medium-term price targets. These are classic bear market scenario price targets, which means in the very short term, we could as well be oscillating between this resistance and this support here. However, this price target tells you how to put your stop loss. A price target like this that is to the downside tells you that overall the market is trending to the downside. The trend is always your friend. So in this case, if you are betting that the price will go up, you know what the repercussions might be. This tells you that you always need a tight stop loss. I gave you an update on how the markets might be this week, last week, here. I am very cognizant of the fact that we will be having price pumps and dumps until we reach the floor of the bear market. That is why I bring you videos to update you on the moves that I am taking. Now, all my alerts, research and analysis are for free. If you would rather get help from someone in a Lambo or in a jet, or perhaps buy a course, good luck.
Ethereum is going to go below $1,000. I think Ethereum is going to go to $500 and maybe even lower than that.
You know, there's actually a very easy way around this. Ethereum will go down by 90% from its all-time high, and Bitcoin will go down by 85% from its all-time high. That will put Ethereum at $480 and put Bitcoin at $10,300. Now, this is very sure. A lot of people will be like, no, this time is different. We have a longer cycle. We already had a longer cycle. You can see that here. Now, every other coin apart from Bitcoin and Ethereum will go way lower. Some will go by 95 to 99%, and some will go to absolute nothingness. Zero is what I mean. Then, in the next bull market, you will see some of them that went to extinction come back, and you'll be like, why didn't I buy?
The Federal Reserve is going to make a big decision tomorrow, and it's going to have a big impact on the economy and probably our portfolios. The Federal Reserve, led by Jerome Powell, is...
But that's all they do now, isn't it? They are always having a big decision to make the next day, and so I'm sick and tired of them. This is how I saw the fall at 63k around here, which you can check on my BTC to 20k playlist here. Now, if we clear this up a bit, you will see that each time BTC dumped or rallied, we had a bearish or bullish engulfing pattern respectively. So you can see from here, 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 and these are just examples. But what is interesting is each of these have a real world explanation. So like here we had good fit. So what fascinates me about the charts is we have an indicator or pattern, and then its real world explanation comes into play. And to show you proof of this before it does happen, we can see that BTC is having a death cross on the weekly here. We can also see that BTC has a bearish engulfing pattern here, which I warned about the other day. this may as well be a bearish engulfing pattern about to form here. Now, this red candle is a confirmation of this bearish engulfing pattern we see here. This means we have a long way to go to the downside. And I'm talking about at least 45%. By the way, if you follow me on Instagram, you will know that 13K is absolutely inevitable. We will reach 13K. So, buckle up. Now, I am putting together a full overview of bear markets, how we went into the past bear markets and how we came out of them. I will also let you in on my own bear market strategy. By the way, if you do have problems with technical analysis, you have my complete beginners playlist right here. Use the link in bio. Bitcoin is on its way to 20,000, unfortunately. Ethereum is on its way to $1,000. So, Bitcoin came down here at about $17,600 just to kickstart another rally of about 17%. If only we saw this as the short-term bottom. Now, 2 days ago on Instagram, I was telling you that there is a chance BTC bounces at $17,554, talking about weirdly close. And I did tell you that I'm not very certain and I will not be getting in on any trade. Until some few minutes later, I came back on that is same 2 days ago, and I told you, okay, scratch my previous post. I'm getting in on Cardano now. Now, consider for a minute that I was literally catching the falling knife here. I got in with some other people when BTC was rushing to the downside. It turns out we made a good decision. I also told you on YouTube that BTC could have a short bounce at 17K, which could lead to a 10% price appreciation for BTC. Of course, you can pause and read. Full disclosure, I did not see it going as high as 17%. I also thought that Cardano will rally by 35%, which it did not, but we made some few quits there. Now, 13K, as I said, is still within reach. Don't be fooled. This is just a time to make a quick buck, which you can see as we are doing here. Now, you might be like, when will 13K come into play? As I told you here, I am out already on my trade. And yes, that's ADA, not BTC. I had reason to believe that ADA will rally heavily, which it did not, and that's fine. 10% is not small. And yes, BTC still has some room to go with its rally. But I'm just gonna be on the sidelines and wait. The dump is coming for all of us and we should be ready when it eventually comes. Cheers. Bitcoin, it's on its way to $7,193.